right, we've got a treat for you. When I wrote my first book, and the good news is I had to leave out a chapter that was very near and dear to my heart. It was the one about my love for dogs. There just wasn't enough room, but my editor promised me that if we took it out, one day there would be a whole book about dogs, and he kept to his word. Let me tell you about Jasper. Here he is. It's now at bookstores nationwide, on Amazon and elsewhere. And here's a peek of what some of it that's inside the book. And Jasper's being very good right now.
Dana, why must your friends, family, and Twitter followers be kept abreast of everything your precious Jasper does?
I know that I'm a dog bore, but I embrace it.
Yeah.
I love it. It gives me the great joy. I love all the pictures. And you know what? I have made Jasper America's dog. He is for everybody, and I share him with the world. Look at that. Look at that face. And that's how it happened. My best friend became America's dog. I like to remind people of why I call him America's dog. It's not because I think he's the #1 dog in America, because everyone thinks their dog is the #1 dog. But it was because I wanted to share him with everybody, even Greg. Jasper loves Greg.
Jasper, there you go. Me and Jasper.
You give him a little room so he can sit down.
Yeah.
You don't really love Greg, do you?
My husband Peter and I picked him up in Maryland in June of 2012, and it was love at first sight. Immediately, I wanted all of my friends at Fox News to get to meet him. Jasper, the new puppy, he was born, I think we have a picture there, he's one of those guys. The day after we brought him to New York, I took him onto the set of The Five, and he was so tiny, and he was kind of as sleepy then as he is now. Walk. He's so tired.
Aww.
And he's the tiredest dog you've ever met.
He's a good boy,
He's a little shaky. He's a little baby now, but everybody's been so supportive. He's a good one. He'll be back. And he has gone back every year on his birthday, April 9th, and on other special occasions. It's Jasper, for real. It's his birthday. I've had a love for dogs since I was a little girl. As a child in Wyoming and Colorado, my grandfather had working dogs on the ranch, and then my family had a home dog, we would call it, house dog, named Jocko. He was an apricot poodle, and he lived to be 17. First dog I ever was responsible for to take care of was a Hungarian Vizsla named Henry. After Peter and I got married in the UK, we knew that we wanted to get a dog. We just didn't know what kind, and we met Hungarian Vizslas on a trip to Switzerland. And by the time we left the gentleman's house that we were visiting, we had ordered up a Vizsla that had just been born in Scotland. Henry was my dog when I was the White House press secretary. And one of the great things about Peter picking me up at night was that I knew that Henry wouldn't ask me how my day was. He was never impressed that I got to go to a state dinner or that I rode on Marine One. He just wanted a little cuddle, maybe a little play. When we moved to New York, he had Cushing's disease, and we lost him in 2012, just about 6 months after we moved here. We didn't think we could get another dog in New York, but I got a call from a friend who said, the first thing you should do to heal your heart is to get another puppy, and that's how we filled the hole in our hearts and got Jasper.
I know I will make you so famous. Come with me. I know I will make you famous.
Jasper's connected me with so many people here in New York, across the country. I have this book, and part of it is illustrated by somebody who I met on Twitter. His name is 5Fan Photoshops. So I connected with him on social media, and then we started working on this book project together, and that's how we end up with this beautiful gallery. Of course, my favorite piece of artwork is not one of the Photoshops from 5Fan. It is a portrait that George W. Bush painted of my puppy. So the former president got the blue eyes that he had when he was a puppy, or greenish eyes, the little ear, and then he signs it 43. Let Me Tell You About Jasper is a book that describes my love story with Jasper and the dogs I've had in my life. It also has lots of tips for dog training. Dogs help us transcend politics, and in what has felt like a pretty polarized year for our country, I do think that we can find some common ground in our love for our family pet.
There he is.
All right, and that is it. And it's remarkable during that entire thing, KG. He sat here unlike before.
Perfect. I mean, it's unbelievable.
What a good
But since
dog.
he was a
Holy
baby
cow.
and we first had him on the show and how much he's grown up, we're very proud of him.
Somebody the other day, Julie, in the park, but they stopped. We were walking him, and we called him, and a guy jogging by said, "Oh my gosh, is that the Jasper from Fox News?"
That's awesome.
And I went to get a picture with him, and he was like, "Oh no, I just want the picture with Jasper." So
Hilarious.
figured that.
By the
he's
way,
like into it.
Jasper was so attentively watching that whole
was.
segment on
Yeah,
himself.
staring at the screen.
Staring at himself. It was great.
Yeah.
Well, he's a
Look right in the
multitasker.
camera.
And he
And you've been on the road
sniffing
with
for
him too,
treats.
right? For book signings and
Yeah,
others?
well, the ones that we
That'd
could
be fun.
drive to.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't taken the step yet of getting him a fake certificate to be a service dog because I figure that is probably the wrong thing to do. One thing that people don't realize, Pete, is that a portion of the book will go to Companions for Heroes, and they match up rescue dogs with wounded warriors.
Yeah,
So if you're interested in that or you know somebody who could benefit, it's companionsforheroes.org, and I've seen it, Tom, where people's lives are changed and saved because of a love of a dog.
Oh, it's
I
true.
can
Oh,
imagine.
it's absolutely
Are you
true.
being lobbied by your girls to get a dog?
Oh, come on. We can't, you don't even. She mentioned
Louise,
it. They're
I'm
going
on
to be
your side.
demanding.
And you gave me a book signed to my 3 boys who all want a dog, and it's not going to
So
help.
is this gonna, maybe it'll happen.
I don't know. They're watching right now.
They're such good
Calling me right now.
boys.
They're good
Come
boys.
on.
They deserve
I
a
think
dog.
Dana,
they
how do you
deserve
get better looking every year? I'm looking at that. I mean, you
It's
too,
Fox-
Jasper.
It's Fox hair
You
and
too.
makeup.
It's Fox hair and
So
makeup
I
and
look back
great
at those days
lighting.
when I was White House press secretary, and I thought I really put in some effort, and no, obviously I did not. But
were cracking up.
I did love that job.
This is great. The book is wonderful, and what I think is very sweet too, we talked about it, is that you have a chapter for Henry, who we all remember here at the 5 very fondly. We're very attached to him, and so sad when he passed, but it just,
Well, then
goes
amazing.
to show you.
I think
Jasper has
perhaps
healed.
like a lot of shows at Fox where you get to know the personalities or the anchors. I think that the 5 actually even more so than any other, where you get to know, like we know all about your son Ronan and your
And then you found
5
out I had a
marriages.
dog. Thank you. Psychic
good,
Friends Network. Yeah, thank you, Pete. Thank you.
Try to stick up for the facts.
That's right. It was 2. But it's been a joy. So thanks for letting me have him. Thank you all of Fox News for helping make him America's dog.
Oh, my gosh. And what about the
Jasper.
pictures I get
All right,
every day of him?
America, your dog
Dana.
couldn't.
Kimberly gets very special pictures of Jasper.
Very
only for Kimberly.
unique
They're very special, and that's how we
body
bond.
part pictures.